Clownvergence, Clownvergence. We're getting together to make the world better. Clownvergence, Clownvergence. We'll make you laugh and play. We'll take your blues away.
I'm gonna be talking about dance, and we're gonna be dancing a little bit too if you want. Break up the talking. Yeah, movement and dance it's an ancient, it's a modern practice for 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 transformation. And although many of my living ancestors don't have a living memory of this, my ancestors long ago danced to move through grief and rage and loss and joy and celebration. And I'm fairly sure that all yours did and do too, or there's somewhere down the line because it's across the world that we have, as humans, across cultures, use movement to transmute. And this beautiful quote by Gabrielle Roth, who created Five Rhythms, really speaks to me. She says, in many shamanic societies, if you came to a medicine person complaining of being disheartened, dispirited, or depressed, they would ask one of four questions. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? When did you stop finding comfort in the sweet territory of silence? And so often we're trying to change things in the outer world, and we're not always able in our lives and in the busyness to do the inner work. And the inner work is so connected to the outer work, the personal, the interpersonal, the systemic. They're super woven. Um, and all of the systems out there live inside of us. And we absorb them through our conditioning and our education and the media and then the air we breathe, literally. And they're inside of us, and we pass them on to the next generation. And what indigenous wisdom and Buddhism and nervous system science says is what we don't transmute, we transmit. And so I see dance as a really beautiful practice to take responsibility for myself and to support others in that, working from the self as instrument to let go and release what isn't serving the family of life on the planet, because it gets stuck. And I see it, and I work a lot in conflict, and I work a lot in change, and it's super scary. People are tense and tight and anxious. And so a simple practice we start every meeting was shaking it out. Shaking, shaking, shaking. You can do that with me if you like it. It feels really, really good. Um, and this is old, the Ojibwe from Minnesota and the Kalahari Bush people and the Seikujutsu practitioners in Japan, they shake and shake and shake, and in that release and can connect to this ecstatic presence and communion. These days I blend movement into talking in conflict. So either the group that's in conflict walks into a dance party. We start a dance party before they come into the room. And so they walk in and we're dancing. And the music's on and we're just dancing. We're welcome, welcome, welcome. And so people come and they're already this is not what I expected of this mediation process. Oh, okay. And suddenly, and this is sometimes online, the smiles are on the faces, and there's so much okay, we can, oh wait, look, if the personal body can feel free enough to move, which movement is a form of play in the body, and free enough to move alongside other bodies, this regulates the nervous system. And we know that when the nervous system, that rhythm really helps nervous system regulation, like swaying and rhythmic movements, stomping, it's walking. When we're dysregulated, there's irregular rhythms in our breath and in our systems in general. information isn't flowing and we're not in that rest and digest ventral vagal nice like connection space. We're like in disconnection. And so if you're trying to, when I'm facilitating conflict, you can have all the tools in the world, but if the nervous system is still perceiving threat, then it can't listen, and it can't like express from a deeper place of heart-centeredness, of the goodness in us all. So sometimes we dance and then we talk, or sometimes we talk and then we dance to release all that pent-up energy. And Jane is with us here. And with Jane's organization, there was some real tension for some time. And I'll never forget those 2 days we spent together, and we went between a lot of movement and talking, and then movement and talking. And it was like a coming back together after some time of disconnect, right? And I'd love it if at any point you want to share anything about how that was, because it was a real honor to be with a group of people who understood that they also needed to not just talk, but they needed to be in the nonverbal, and the deeper wisdom that comes from that. And another way that I know is ancient practice is dancing our prayers, dancing on behalf of what we want to see in the world, because movement can really connect us to the imaginal. It gets us out of the head and into deeper spiritual realms of knowledge and accessing other dimensions of information, in fact, which are desperately needed on the planet at this time, so that we can break the systems of thought that we've been in for a while. And so I often invite people to dance on behalf of the vision that they want to build, the bigger long-term change, like imagining it's already happened. And I'd love to invite you into a practice of that with me, if you're willing to. And so it's going to be with a dance of one hand. And so maybe you want to take a breath and just let it out with a sigh, just to start us off, just to take a deep breath. The sound really does also release vagal tone. So we can do that again. And I want to welcome you to lift one hand into the space and just let your hand move smooth. And let your hand move smooth and fast. And jerky. And jerky and slow. And make a shape with your hand. And make another shape with your hand. And another shape. And make 3 shapes faster than your hand can think about them. 3 more shapes faster than you can think. And just bring your hand to somewhere on your body that might need some touch right now. And I'm going to put on a song. And I'm going to invite you first to just bring into presence a prayer that you have, a deep longing you have. And then let it go. And let your hand move on behalf of that just for 2 minutes. Not holding it tightly, just holding it softly. Just taking a moment just to have that experience and for yourself. Maybe taking a deep breath. Mm. And if there's anything that you noticed, feel free to write it down. Any information that came, you can share it also in the chat if anything you would like to share about your experience of that. And it's a tool I invite you to use with more time at another time to to play with the movement of a hand on behalf of a vision or a dream that you have. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
There ain't no place I'd rather be. You're lighter than the sun and the stars to me. Everybody's family at the Clownvergence.